Welcome to another Q&A with Angelina. I thank you so much for tuning in each and every Wednesday. If you are watching me here on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you're watching this on Facebook, go ahead and like and share this video. All right, so this time for Q&A, I'm going to do something a little bit different. And for the month of October, I'm going to do a series on jealousy. So if you caught our Thinking Outside the Red Box on Monday, we talked all about what is jealousy, what causes jealousy, and how to be able to tell if you are a jealous person. So I'm going to do a series on Q&A to answer some of the questions that many people have on their minds, such as how do I deal with jealousy? How do I handle jealousy in my relationships? Is jealousy a red flag? So we're going to cover those things here in the month of October. So in today's episode, we're going to start out with how do I overcome jealousy? So let's get started. All right, welcome back as we talk about and kick this series off about jealousy. So before we get started, I want to actually define jealousy just so we're on the same level playing field. Jealousy, when you feel resentment of someone else's possessions, their qualities, or luck. Jealousy is insecurities of someone else's social tension, or someone else's qualities and their characteristics. Jealousy is mistrust and doubts of your own abilities based on someone else's abilities, all right? And so we get jealous over many things, but it's really an inner thing, some insecurities and some doubts we have about our own selves that cause us to be jealous. Jealousy is our insecurities being projected outward on someone else who possesses the things that we wish we possessed. And so today I want to talk about how do you overcome jealousy, all right? And the first way, because there's just no one way. Kind of all of these things I'm going to give you today work together. But before you can do anything, you have to first admit you have a problem. It's like AA. If you're alcoholic, how can you overcome alcoholism if you don't admit you're alcoholic? Same thing with jealousy. We have to be able to admit and acknowledge that we're jealous. Okay, and that's going to be the first step in overcoming jealousy. You can't fix something that you deny, and there are very many ways in which you can identify if you are jealous. And we talked about a few of those ways in the red box. But if you'd like help identifying if you're really a jealous person or not, I can send you my blog on 9 identifiers of jealousy. You could just send me a direct message and I can get that blog to you. All right. And so that's the first one, is acknowledgement. The second way to begin to overcome jealousy is identify the root cause of the jealousy. Okay, so remember, jealousy stems from some mistrust and insecurities and resentment that we already have within ourselves. But where did that come from? What is the root cause of our mistrust, our resentment, our anger, our bitterness, our insecurities? We have to deal with that. And so it may have been a childhood trauma or some other bad experience. Again, as I talked about in the Think Outside the Red Box, it could have just been your environment. Sometimes our environment breeds jealousy. So determine what started the ripple effect of the jealousy. You have to address the problem at the root in order to keep that from creeping back up in your future. Okay, because jealousy can be situational and jealousy can become part of who you are. And situational is easy to kind of overcome. You just had that one little situation where you might have been jealous of somebody because maybe they got the job and you didn't, or maybe they got the degree and you didn't. I don't know. But sometimes we can be jealous and it just ends up being who we are, and we're jealous and insecure about everything and everyone. And so we need to go back and really dig deep into where that jealousy is stemming from and cut that thing off at the root. All right. Number 3, learn to trust. Again, jealousy comes from mistrust, and we have to begin to learn to trust others, and we have to begin to learn to trust ourselves. So we're going to have to build up some trust so that we can start to tame those insecurities that we have. And the first thing is to trust in your own abilities. And that starts with identity, getting to know who you are, which leads me to number 4, work on your self-worth. Insecurities can breed jealousy. We get so caught up in feeling inadequate and comparing ourselves to others that we get jealous of others and what we think they have. When in reality, you're just as valuable and capable as they are. So take the time to get to know who you are. Take the time to get your identity. Take the time to embrace your own abilities and capabilities. No one is better than you. We are all made in God's image. God gives us all gifts. And what we have to do is learn to love the gifts that we've been given and cultivate and nurture those gifts and abilities that we've been given. And know that we are just as special as the person that we may be jealous of. Number 5, learn how to communicate your feelings in an effective manner. Okay, now I've had this conversation, and I know you can be an effective communicator, but you're only as effective as the person that you're speaking with who's able to receive it. But at least learn the skills of how you can communicate effectively your feelings and how you're feeling. And what you're thinking, and so that other people can begin to understand maybe where you're coming from. Sometimes we get jealous and then we build up frustration, and then we don't really effectively communicate what we're feeling inside or how that's making us feel. So you want to start learning how to communicate your feelings in an effective manner. Number 6, you want to be self-aware of your feelings and practice self-control. So that's one of the things that Becoming a Being teaches, is how to be self-aware in that moment. Be self-aware of how you're feeling. What is this doing to my body? How's my body reacting? How's my emotions and my heart reacting? What's going on in my mind? Become more self-aware of what's going on with you in that moment and even after that moment. And learn self-control, because sometimes we can control how we feel and we can control what we're thinking by stopping the negative. But that does take practice. That's not something that, oh, I could just tell you stop the negative and then you're just going to stop the negative. It's going to take practice. But we have to first learn how to be self-aware of how we're feeling, and then be able to do some self-talk and say, okay, calm down, breathe, all right? And let's deal with what we're feeling. And then that's where those effective communications come into play. Number 7, we need to be able to self-reflect and course correct. All right, so we're jealous. Okay, now let's go back again. From all the things that I just said, let's go back, sit, think. Why was I jealous? Why do I feel that way? Where is this stemming from? What's inside of me that is causing me to feel insecure or mistrust? And that's when we begin to reflect and go back and determine, where's this stemming from? And so you have to be able to self-reflect and then tell yourself, okay, this is what I'm going to do next time. And again, it's going to take practice. It's not something that you're just going to be able to do right away, but you still have to be able to self-reflect and say, this is how I was feeling. This is why I'm feeling this way. Now I can fix it. All right, number 8, change your perspective and give people the benefit of the doubt. All right, a biggest thing with jealousy is just the way we think. All right, I heard a licensed therapist say that jealousy is a misuse of your imagination. And a lot of times, jealousy comes from us thinking that something is reality when it really is not. Okay, and so this begins to be one of those things where you're going to have to self-control and begin to retrain your brain to think of other perspectives and give people the benefit of the doubt, especially in relationships when we want to get jealous because maybe we think our mate likes someone else. And can we give them the benefit of the doubt that they don't? that they're just a nice person. They just said hi because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be friendly and say hi. All right, so kind of start changing your mind. And then the ninth thing that I'm going to say about overcoming jealousy is ingrain in your brain that if God did it for them, then they can do it for you as well. All right. We sometimes, again, are insecure about our own abilities, and we're looking at what someone else has done or what someone else can do. And then we think, well, they're better than you. No, they're not. Again, you have gifts and you have abilities, and whatever they accomplished, you can accomplish it too. You just have to believe that you can do it. And you have to believe that if God did it for them, then he'll do it for you. All right. So those are the 9 things that you can do to overcome jealousy. So continue to tune in here every Wednesday as I do this series on jealousy, because next Wednesday, we're going to talk about handling jealousy in your relationships. All right. Be unbothered. See you next time.